Last video I was talking about what it was like living in a car for 2 years. I don't want you to get sidetracked and think it was just so down bad that I had to live in a car. Ultimately, it was my choice to live in a car. Before I had made the choice to live in the car, which I did at the time, I'll tell you this, it was springtime, it was beautiful outside, so it wasn't really like hot as this summer would normally be for your first month. It was probably about 2 months of beautiful before it became okay. It is really hot outside. And main reason to me, which was obvious in my opinion, is to save money. Now I was like, you know what, I'm paying all this money to rent, I might as well just save up as much as possible to kind of get things rolling. And it would have worked out for sure, but the issue is I had addictions to things, like such as I was addicted to broccoli. It's just for advertisers' sake and YouTube, we're gonna call it broccoli. I was addicted to broccoli, and I have like a really addictive personality. And the reason why this happens is because some people can just say, hey, I'm just gonna do it, at the end of the night, just hit it a few times and then go to sleep, and then boom, it helps me out. Me, I'll do it morning, afternoon, late afternoon, nighttime, just before bed, right when I wake up. And that's how you know you got a problem, is when you can't break that cycle. In me, it's always been all the way in or not at all. I could post one video per week and I would fall off pretty soon. But if I post one every day, I have to make it a part of my process. I got to get addicted to doing the process. All right, cool. I'm gonna record the video. I'm gonna talk about this. Boom, boom, boom. Bang. There's my video for the day. Okay, cool. Well, I have extra time today. Maybe I should record extra ones today. Like yesterday I said I was gonna record 5 videos. Unfortunately, I overshot that. I got really busy throughout the day. It was harder for me to record the actual videos. And by the time I had a chance to record another video, it was gonna be dark. And I'm just not the type of person that wants to do a video with bad lighting. And it's already, in my opinion, kind of mediocre lighting as what you're seeing right now. It's good. I mean, it's doable for sure. It's like a 7 out of 10, 6, 7 out of 10, somewhere around there. But it could be a lot better. My lighting could be absolutely on point. I have all the lights in the world. It's just I'm in the car and I don't want to deck it out to where I have all this lighting in here and it's mixed with like regular lighting with fake lighting. But we're getting besides the point. So that was the main reason for me to get out of my comfort zone and start doing that. Plus I was sleeping a lot. I was sleeping a lot. So I would sleep until like 10, 11 a.m. In a car, you don't know what time you're gonna wake up, because you're gonna fall asleep and then you're gonna wake up and like if it's hot, it's gonna be super hot. If it's cold, it's gonna be super cold. Either which one will wake me up. And I'll wake up, I'm either covered in sweat or I'm like, oh man, where's the blanket? I'm freezing. And my AC was really good. The AC was really good. Now, as someone already stated that you can't use gasoline in a car and just let it run, but you can let diesels run, which is great. I honestly did not think about the diesel thing. Diesel's kind of expensive, low key, but that's a great deal. So if you have a diesel vehicle, then yes, that would be the perfect solution aside from electric vehicle. And you could just leave it on all night. Because my mom, she's a truck driver. I guess I should have thought about that. And they do leave their truck idling quite a bit. They just leave it there doing what they do. So I feel like it's definitely something that's entirely doable for anybody out there. It's just you got to understand your environment, on where you're going to park, what you're going to do, and how you're going to do it. Come up with a game plan on how you're going to do it, okay? Because me, I just jumped out the window with it. I was like, today, you know what? I'm just going to pay the rest of my rent and just move out. And I wasn't under any like lease or anything. At that time I was doing like roommate situations. So I just said, hey, I'm leaving next month, boom. So I didn't have to do anything special like anyone else would if you rent a house or rent an apartment. When you're renting a room, it's just like you can get in today, get out tomorrow if you wanted to, as long as you pay your rent, right? And you don't want to mess no one over. So just pay your stuff, pay your bills, do it and make it happen. So that's how I was able to do it. I learned that I'm paying all this money to you guys and I'm never going to see it again. It doesn't go to anything. So I thought I could save a lot of money doing this. And I would have been able to, but my car had so many issues So many issues. I've fixed this car so many times, and it was so annoying, especially because my job that I was doing was Uber and Lyft. Maybe it would have been different if I had like a desk job or something to where my main focus wasn't driving my vehicle everywhere. Maybe that would have worked. So if I could rewind time right now, you know what I would have done? I would have paid off that vehicle, traded it in for a Tesla, and then did a Tesla. That's just to me the best case scenario. Is living inside of a Tesla. You can just always leave it on, go plug it in wherever, and that's that. But during that time, they weren't pushing Tesla or electric vehicles really hard back then. It was 2017? Yeah, I think it was like 2017 or something around there. 17, 18. And I was living out of my car. I'm pretty sure that's when it was, 2017. I'm not really sure. I have to get back to you on that one. I do have videos so I can go check. But 2017, I would say it was when I started living in my car. So they weren't pushing Tesla like that. They weren't pushing electric vehicles. So at the same time, there was not really a big charging network compared to how it is right now. Right now, they're pushing these things. So they have the electrical outlets where you can go. I mean, well, the chargers, not outlets. They have the chargers where you can go and say, boom, here you go, here you go, here you go. So if I were to do it today, which obviously I have a family, so I can't do it today, but if I were to do it today, I would definitely do it like that. And I would want to live as comfortably as possible in this vehicle because my end game is to save as much money as possible. So if it took 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever, if that's how long it would take, it's not a big deal to me. And as long as you have an exit strategy, it's not going to be a big deal to you either. But it's not for the weak-hearted. Because you could park somewhere thinking it's safe and anything could be happening out there, you know. And if you're doing it in a gas powered vehicle to where you have to turn on your vehicle, you like my biggest fear when I was doing it was waking up out of nowhere and just turning on the car, because I would be super sweaty. I just had to turn on the car. Anybody and everybody could have been around because I was in a public parking lot. So and all of a sudden starting up a car, you know, like that could be the owner of the lot. That could be anybody saying, hey, I don't want you to see you back here ever again, you know? So like whenever I woke up normal, not like in a bloody sweat or anything like that, I would take a peek out the little blinds. Cause I had these things right here, this right here, this goes in your windshield. So I actually had two. Oh, that was a bag of chips right there, my bad. So I had two of these. I had one in the windshield, boom, and then one on the sides right here. So I had the black flipped out, so it just looked like a really dark tint. On the back, there was really dark tint, so it was like blacked out in there to where you couldn't see. You would not be able to see inside my vehicle whatsoever, even with the flashlight. So I would just pass out because my main paranoia is having, you know, no tint at all, and everybody and their mom can just see you and walk up. It reminds me of, I'm not sure if you guys ever seen it. I'm like definitely showing my age. The Boy Scout. You guys ever watch that? Was it Boy? Yeah, it was a Boy Scout with Bruce Willis, and he's all passed out in the car, and these kids try to rob him, and he grabs them and puts a pew pew in their face. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy, bro. Like, I think about stuff like that because I'm kind of a hard sleeper technically. Like, I'm not really like a light sleeper, so anyone and everyone could have just been in my car doing whatever, and I would just be passed out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, the paranoia of it all, I could not just not have no tint. So I had the best tint you could have. I had what's called ceramic tint. So right now on my window right here, I can feel the heat on the actual car. And so, cause it's hot outside, right? And you can feel the heat. It's like hot to the touch. Like I can't leave it there for too long without feeling like I'm gonna burn myself. So when you have ceramic tint, it makes it so you can put your hand all the way up there and it always stays cool. So it's a lot cooler inside the car because a lot of those sun rays aren't coming inside the car. Man, very expensive. Definitely something I would highly suggest if you're gonna be living in your car. But out of the 2 years of doing it, let's rewind before all this, before it even happened. I started in 2012. I sold my bed because I was sleeping too long. And I ended up getting comfortable on the floor. I even had a full-blown girlfriend at the time, and we slept on the floor. Like, she understood what I was doing it for, but you could tell, like, you know, I mean, girls, women, they like comfort. And yeah, she did thug it out with me on the floor for whatever reason. I mean, whatever, because she loved me or whatever. But she probably didn't love me because we weren't together that long. I think she probably liked me enough to do it. But I'm just saying, like, it's hard to talk someone into sleeping on the floor unless that's the life you come from. I just felt like, you know, like, instead of sleeping, because at that time I was sleeping until like 12:30, 1 in the morning. I mean, 1 at night. So like I'm up at afternoon time, and to me the day's already halfway over. So I was like, you know what? I feel lazy. I would set my alarm and I would wake up just fine, but then I would turn off the alarm and go back to sleep, and that's how I would wake up super late. So I cut out that by selling off my bed. So when I did that, that kind of started how can we save more money and not spend it all out like this? And that's how I came up with living in my car years later, which is crazy because, like, it's you do something way back then that might affect your future later. And that's why you got to watch what you do sometimes, because some things can negatively impact you and be in an unnecessary situation for absolutely no reason. So you definitely got to watch that. Don't be out there just doing random stuff. But understand that don't be afraid to just jump out the window and do something. As long as you're not like putting your family at risk, then okay. If it's just you though, go out there and do what you need to do, because these are the things I would be thinking about after on YouTube. Van life became like a thing. Like, I didn't know that at the time I was doing that. Yeah, sure, they probably had vanners and stuff, but I never seen any videos called van life. I never seen any videos doing it while I was sleeping in my car. So I was like, this is awesome. So imagine now, I've never lived in my car ever, never had that opportunity, and now I have a whole family. I'm not gonna live in my car with my family, bro. That's crazy. So I just feel like I'm glad I got that out. And now I'm to a point where I'm like, all right, cool. I'm doing this in life now. I'm not doing that, and boom, boom. So just don't be afraid to do it, because later on, if you do plan to get married, or if you do plan on having a family, or if you just think maybe in the future that might happen to you, get what you want to do out now. I did so much. And I mean, I got stories for days. We're not going to go into all the stories right now because this video is set on living in your car. But I did so much that I almost got bored with it because it became so routine and patterned out that I was like, I just want some. My major annoyance with where everything was is I was annoyed, wondering what was going to happen at Christmas time. Who am I going to stay with? Who am I going to be with? Who am I going to be around? And, you know, now I don't have to worry about who's going to be there on Christmas, who's going to be there on Thanksgiving, who's going to be there on all these whatever holidays, or just a random Tuesday. You know, I've spent many nights alone, even with someone there, because I knew they weren't there for me. They were just there for the night, you know? So understand that you need to get what you want out first before locking down into anything, because that's why high school sweethearts a lot of times don't make it, because they met so young that they didn't get a chance to experience all this stuff that a single person would, and then they get 27, 28 years old, and then they happen to go out with girls or whatever, and then they're like, dang, this nightlife is fun, and then they end up messing up their own life. And it's not just girls that do this, guys do this, we both do this. It's because we didn't get a chance to go out and live the life. We just stuck to the plan and got so concerned with the plan, which is, all right, cool, now we're in middle school. What high school we're going to? Now we're in high school. What college we're gonna go to? Cool. Now what's my career? Cool. And now I have kids, now I have a husband, I have this house, and I never had a chance to go out and be single for a little bit. Get a few randoms that are just hitting on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you know, like, my gosh, because you could tell the difference between a person like me, if a girl comes up to me and says, you are so hot, oh my gosh, you are beautiful, I'd smile and be like, thank you, you know what I mean? Like, but if I hadn't heard that before, If I hadn't been around that before, I would be like googly-eyed, astonished, and almost picture in my head what it would be like to be with that person. And that happens in real life, y'all. That happens in real life. So go out and get what you need out, bro. Go out there and get it. Because trust me, you will regret not going out and get it later. So that's what it was like for me living 2 years in the car. It was a personal choice to go out there and kind of do what I wanted to do on the daily basis without the hindrance of I got a $2,000 payment on rent, or I got, at that time it was like $1,450, but I had to pay $1,450 on rent. You know what I'm saying? Like, my gosh, bro. Actually, no, it was less because that was a roommate situation. I was about to say, my apartment in Texas was $1,450. That's right. So yeah. My actual rent was like $550, and we're living in a 3-bedroom house, and I had 2 roommates. So yeah, man. So going from that to living in the car, and now I don't have to pay this person $550. I was able to save that $550. But like I said, every time I got close to saving anything good, I had to pay it all into the car I was driving because it was going bad, baby. It was going bad. This thing's been leaning like that this whole time. My gosh, it's from all the bumps because it just kind of like moves and stuff. Whatever. It's not going to be perfect, but at the same time, I'm trying to get it as perfect as possible, okay? Don't judge or judge, whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. Man, make sure you go down and leave a comment if you just a little bit, if you've got anything from this, even the smallest amount. I appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys are amazing, and we are growing, y'all. We are growing. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. And I'm going to see you on the next one, y'all. I'm going to see you, bro. I appreciate you guys. If you guys have any questions, I will respond with the video, all right? Peace!